The investment growth in the economy of Kazakhstan in February this year was recorded at 4.2%. Experts said the dynamics of the growth indicator is positive. Last year, the net inflow of foreign direct investments grew by almost 10% and amounted to over $4 billion.
Жалпы осы жылғы 2 айдың қорытындылары бойынша жалпы ішкі өнім серпіні жылдамдады.
Based on the overall results of the 2 months of this year, the GDP growth has been accelerated, inflation remains within the limits of the projected figures, investment growth continues, and international reserves are stable. In total, the GDP growth was 3.5%. It was 2.9% in January. The increase is due to higher volumes of produced goods as well as growth in the service sector. These amount to 0.91% and 2.19% respectively of the GDP. Regions in the country are actively attracting more investments. Last year, Karaganda region attracted 470 billion tenge of investments. The region plans to implement more infrastructure developments, and it is projecting an increase in last year's investment figure to 520 billion tenge. Large investors select state support measures based on individual basis. Compared to last year, the growth of direct investment was 21%. This year, we want to continue this. Since the first 2 months of this year, we have attracted twice the amount of capital in the region. And we want to stick to this trend. 85% of the investments are from the private sector, while half of the capital is from foreign investments. 40 projects are being implemented in the Karaganda region. It includes mining and metallurgical industry, as well as the transport and logistics and the food industry. The total cost exceeds 1 trillion tenge. More than 3 tons of gold have been produced in the Bakirchik ore mining and enrichment complex, which was launched 6 months ago in eastern Kazakhstan. The Bakirchik deposit is one of the few places in the world which is rich in gold. There are more than 280 tons of precious metals with an average grade of 7.7 grams of gold per ton. It was very difficult to mine them. A special approach was required to obtain ores. Now the complex will enrich 2 million tons of ore per year. The fact that we have reached the projected figures within 4 months is a very rare outcome, both in terms of productivity and extraction. Therefore, I could say that very few enrichment complexes can launch and show the projected results in this very short span. 2 types of gold containing concentrate with high and low carbon content have been obtained at the factory. The concentrate with high carbon content is exported to China and the latter is delivered to Russia. Overall, the plant has produced nearly 21,000 tons of gold containing concentrates. Their volumes are expected to grow. We can see the current ore enrichment. We can particularly see how much is the mill weighs, what is the temperature and volumes of the ground product. Starting from this year, the industrial complex switches to the full design capacity of producing almost 10 tons of precious metals per year. In addition to the Bakirchik ore mining and enrichment complex, 71 investment projects are placed on the regional map of the support to the entrepreneurship in eastern Kazakhstan. 6 projects worth over 136 billion tenge were commissioned last year. The largest Kazakhstan car manufacturing factory in Kostanai is planning to increase its volume production up to 60,000 cars by 2023. Following that, the car factory is also planning to further increase its production volume to 100,000 cars per year. One of the prioritized development areas for the factory is the expansion of its overseas export markets. Last year, the factory sold cars worth more than $2.6 million to Russia, Kyrgyzstan, Tajikistan, and Belarus. The car manufacturer is also considering to sell its cars to Azerbaijan, which could be its new export market. The car manufacturer has recently received investments from a transnational Chinese company, which helped increase its production volumes and rate of production. The amount of investments in the initial stage totals more than $1 billion.
География экспорта будет расширяться, но в любом случае...
The export geography will expand, but we believe that Russia is and will remain as our main export destination. In terms of location, Russian cities such as Chelyabinsk and Yekaterinburg are located 170 kilometers away from the Kazakh and Russian border. The population of the Ural region is similar to Kazakhstan's entire population.
С населением всей нашей республики.
The Kostanai car manufacturing factory plans to produce over 20,000 cars this year. The factory also plans to start the production of a French model of complete knockdown cars. The French cars will be exported to CIS countries. Astana hosted the International Agricultural Exhibition for the 14th time this year. Over 200 companies from 15 countries participated in the event. Kazakhstan, Russia, Turkey, USA, Canada, China, the Netherlands and the European Union presented their samples of innovative specialized machinery and equipment, new irrigation technologies, greenhouse systems, seeds and plant protection products, as well as livestock feed and veterinary products.
У нас многие компании участвуют уже ежегодно.
We have many companies from different countries participating in the exhibition every year. Nearly 70% of the companies are our regular participants. Every year, we try to attract new companies to participate in the event, and the exhibition expands from year to year. This year, we held the largest exhibition in the event's history. The theme of this year's event is Everything for Agriculture. Two Russian companies presented a proposal to solve the reduction of soil fertility and low yields at the same time. The companies are involved in the production of organic fertilizers. The fertilizers do not acidify the soil and are used in the simplest form as sprays.
С Костанайской областью мы уже сотрудничаем третий год и закладывали опыты на наши...
We have been cooperating with the Kostanai region for the third year, and we also have the experience of using our organic fertilizers to grow cereals. They provided us with the reports of the increased yield. Therefore, our fertilizers are effective based on the results. On average, the yield has increased between 3 and 5 centner per hectare, and glutinous grains increased between 3 and 4 units.
Повысить клейковину, очень такой важный показатель на зерновых, на 3-4 единицы.
The slogan of one of the world's leading companies for the production and supply of irrigation and water management systems is less water means more productivity. The company is from Nebraska, US. Representatives of the company arrived in Astana to introduce the local farmers to advanced agro technologies. In recent years, Central Asia has been very successful in its irrigation system. There is a great potential in the sector and there is a lot to do. Kazakhstan is developing very well compared to other countries in this region. State support is available and the companies here understand that there is very little that can be achieved with our irrigation system. 17 companies are presented at the American Pavilion at the International Agricultural Exhibition. Some of the companies are ready to invest in agricultural projects in the region, including Kazakhstan, besides sharing their advanced experience in developing the sector.
Agriculture is a key sector for our economic cooperation between the United States and Kazakhstan. American companies have been investing in agriculture in Kazakhstan since the independence of Kazakhstan, more than 25 years. We believe that there's still a lot of potential in the market for growth. We really hope that this exhibition will result in a great deal more.
At the exhibition, the participants discuss the possibility of creating joint ventures, organizing field workshops, and inviting foreign experts to the local farms in the upcoming future to develop the region's agricultural industry. Astana and Tashkent is now connected by a bus link. The public transport started performing regular international travels between the two capitals. The buses cover the distance of 1,646 kilometers of road in about 28 hours. The public transports operate daily trips departing from both capitals. I am very happy that the countries launched the bus service between the capitals. One of the benefits is the faster customs clearance. The buses can also use the green corridor at the border.
Для начала будет осуществляться рейсы каждый день в день
один раз,
At first, the buses will perform daily trips. If we see there is a demand, we can increase the frequency to 4 trips a day.
будем отправлять даже 4 раза в день. То есть с Ташкента будет он ехать в Караганду, потом в Астану.
The new route is the 7th bus link between Kazakhstan and Uzbekistan. There are regular bus trips connecting Tashkent with Almaty, Shymkent, Turkestan and Kyzylourda region. As part of the agreement reached by the two country presidents, the new link provides additional benefits for the passengers at the border. The development will also help boost tourism and trade development. Trade turnover between Kazakhstan and Uzbekistan totaled $2.5 billion last year, which is 25% higher compared to 2017. This year, the two countries are planning to increase the value. Delegation of the Asian Development Bank or ADB and Tajik government officials discuss the implementation progress of joint investment projects. The ADB is planning to provide a non-repayable financial assistance to Tajikistan worth more than $340 million in the upcoming 3 years. The funds will be spent on the development of highways, energy, private sector, education, healthcare, food safety and infrastructure. The Asian Development Bank approved the indicative financial assistance to Tajikistan as part of the 2019-2021 Country Operations Business Plan. The net inflow of foreign direct investments in Kyrgyzstan totaled more than $46.6 million in 2018. The data is provided by the country's National Statistics Committee. The bulk of investments were allocated to enterprises in Bishkek as well as Chui and Jalalabad regions. The leading investment enterprises include companies which focus on mineral extraction, geological exploration, manufacturing, as well as enterprises operating in the financial intermediation and insurance sectors. Canadian Gold Extracting Company will conduct geological explorations in 3 promising deposits in Uzbekistan. According to the Uzbek Foreign Ministry officials, the volume of investments at the initial stage will total $2 million. In case of the successful project implementation, the Canadian company is set to increase the investments by several times and begin the field developments. The latest data show that the volume of gold reserves in Uzbekistan may increase to 474 tons between 2020 and 2024, and their total value is estimated at more than $18.5 billion. Turkmenistan exported about 80 million chicken eggs worth $3.8 million last year. The republic also delivered about 10,000 tons of vegetables to foreign markets in 2018. This year, the Turkmen government is planning to increase the exports of its products, including bakery products as well. Kazakhstan has presented its tourism opportunities at an international exhibition in Moscow. 12 Kazakh companies have showcased a variety of holiday destinations in Kazakhstan, including city tours to Astana and Almaty, eco and ethno tours and excursions to rocket launches at the Baikonur Cosmodrome. The country's focus this year is on gastronomic tourism. The revival of national cuisine in Kazakhstan will help attract a large number of foreign visitors to the country. Gastronomic tourism is a global trend in the global tourism industry. An integral part of any tourist is visiting national restaurants. Our national cuisine is currently not very popular worldwide, so we have to actively promote our food through these exhibitions. A gastronomic tour card is being developed currently, which will allow the tourists to see the specific national dishes. We are also involved in the revival of old traditional recipes. The exhibition visitors have tasted gent, kaza and baursaks at the Kazakhstan Pavilion. The visitors also learned about the new tour packages to Kazakhstan. Last year, 1.7 million Russians have visited the country. Experts said that this year, the number will increase by 5 to 6%. The tourists usually visit Astana and Almaty.
В предыдущем 2018 году у нас посетило более 2 миллионов человек.
In 2018, 2 million people visited us. We have the Alakol Lake, which has healing properties. Most of the tourists visited Alakol. To be specific on the numbers, it's over 1 million in last year alone. The tourism exhibition in Moscow is among the 5 largest in the world. Nearly 2,000 companies from 54 countries took part in this year's event. Kazakhstan's national tour agency has signed several agreements with Russian travel agencies on the cooperation and mutual promotion of tourism products. Kazakhstan and Iran are marking 27 years of diplomatic relations this year. To commemorate the important date, a photo exhibition was held in Astana, reflecting the major events in the history of relations between the countries. The exposition provides an overview of the political, economic and cultural ties since the establishment of the diplomatic partnership between Kazakhstan and Iran. The collection includes about 100 photographs depicting official meetings, talks, signing of bilateral agreements and results of the agreements. In addition, the exhibition visitors can learn about Iran's history, traditions and customs. Kazakhstan and Iran are closely related due to the common history, cultural heritage, as well as the political and economic ties. Our artists perform in each other's countries, and we also hold a variety of other events. Our industrial partnership is developing well, with priority given to the mining industry. Currently, we are focused on crop farming and livestock breeding in our agricultural cooperation. Kazakhstan and Iran are actively enhancing cooperation in many sectors. The partnership in transit sector provides significant prospects. Exports of goods to the third countries is one of the key cooperation aspects for Kazakhstan and Iran. Iranian port on the Persian Gulf shore provides Kazakhstan with the access to the Indian Ocean. Last year, trade turnover between the countries totaled $510 million. There are more than 200 Iran-invested companies in Kazakhstan.
Tumar National Television Awards ceremony will take place tomorrow. The country's leading broadcast producers, journalists and TV presenters will enter the competition for the most prestigious awards in the industry. The preparations for the grand event of the year are well underway. We have decided not to invite celebrities, but only media personalities. We decided to focus on promoting Kazakhstan's media brands and quality content. The country has its own television shows which have raised a whole generation of young television stars. We would like to shine light on the successful projects which are well known in Kazakhstan and Asia. This year, the jury received a record number of 300 applications competing in 9 nominations to determine the winners. The nominations include Best Series, Best Social Project, Best Documentary, Best News Piece, Best Analytical Program, the Event of the Season, Best Entertainment Program and Best Regional Project. Journalists will compete in nominations for Best Journalist and Best TV Presenter.
Бүгінгі таңда shortlist, яғни 36 жұмыс 36 номинанттан құралатын соңғы.
We have a short list of 36 nominees. The final list will be reviewed on the awards day. This means that on March 20th, the jury members will review the applications and select the final winners.
Кешіне дейін күндіз өткізілетін болады. Әділ қазылар алқасы сол күні өз шешім қабылдайды.
This year, the jury consists of 11 members, yet who the jury members are remains unknown to the public. Kazakh TV won 3 awards last year and is hopeful to win more tomorrow.
Baku State University hosted a festival ahead of Nauryz, the beginning of spring celebration. Participants from Kazakhstan, Turkmenistan, Uzbekistan, Turkey, Kyrgyzstan and other countries showcased their traditions, customs and food in conjunction to Nauryz holiday. The Kazakh exposition sparked particular interest among visitors who were treated to dishes such as barsaks, chakchak and zhent and enjoyed a performance by the Kazakh traditional dancers. The participants representing Kazakhstan included the Kazakh Culture Center in Baku and the Kazakh Embassy in Azerbaijan.
Мы ежегодно проводим фестиваль Nauryz, как известно.
We hold the Nauryz celebrations every year. All Turkic nations, including Kazakhstan, Turkmenistan, Uzbekistan and other Turkic people, celebrate this holiday. It is an all-Turkic holiday. These countries are well represented at the holiday. This is a very interesting event because there is an opportunity to learn about traditions and customs related to this holiday.
Обычаями связаны именно с этим праздником.